Ready? How can someone find a good church?
Yeah. You gotta try. I mean, first off, you got to go to one.
Yeah.
You got to start finding, ask friends, ask family. Honestly, Google search.
Google search is not bad. Here's what I would say is that when you go to a church, give it 3 Sundays before you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
that too often, unless it's like, there's no way.
Right. Yeah.
But give it a couple Sundays and, every church, it sounds weird. They, fill out the connection card, whatever they have.
Yeah.
Actually take steps to, in today's world, you can study a lot about a church on their website. You can hear the pastor preach. You can see what's going on.
You can really visit a church before you ever show up and really find, that's what I'm saying, because of the messages and the sermons that are all online. And so, do a little research.
So
find
practically, if I was walking in a community, finding a church, here's what I probably would do. I'd say, hey, let's visit 3. Let's visit 3 and then make a decision.
Yeah, I think
I don't know
that's
why
a great
I say
idea.
3.
It's a holy number, I guess. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I would say, we're going to visit. And we're going to do it in a way, I think also being open-hearted with it and not cynical about it. Yeah. Like when you go to the church, don't try to come up with a way to not go there, but to find a way to, hey, maybe this could work for us. I think the other thing is, believe it or not, that's actually one of the good, it's going to sound really weird, that's actually one of the benefits of having some kind of denominational tradition, because at least okay, I am Baptist, I'm Assemblies of God, I'm something. There may be a church with an affinity and a belief in my area that I can start being a part of. And that's actually one of the pluses of it, because then it's sort of a speed ramp into finding a local church.
Yeah. A couple of things I would say, too, is maybe it's obvious, but I want to say this is pray. Just say, Lord, make it right. Nudge me when I'm in the right place. And then commit quickly. I don't think you want to wait too long to commit, especially when you move to a new area and you're used to being in a church in a new area, but commit as quickly, not quickly, but don't take forever.
Yeah, I think so. This is actually where growing up military, that's a lesson we had to learn because we moved so much. So my dad was in the Air Force and we were moving, every 3 to 4 years. So when we would find a church, you go all in, and you will find people in the military, you learn that the best way to make a church your home is to declare that it's your home and start kind of living like it is. This is our church. These are our people. This is who we will do exactly that. We'll disciple with, we'll worship with, we will mourn with, we will celebrate with, we will have our spiritual life with.
And then finally, beyond there's a list of things that you may be looking for in a church, there's only 2 things. Like if I was looking for a church that are non-negotiable for me.
Okay.
So 2 things. Number 1, do they have good theology? So make sure you go on their website. It's like what they believe. Just make sure it's solid theology around Bible, Christ, salvation. And number 2, does the pastor answer to somebody?
Yeah.
Those would be the 2 things I would ask myself. Is it good theology? And does the pastor answer to, like in my case, I answer to our elders. I answer to a larger group called the Northwest Ministry Network of the Assemblies of God. Those are the 2 issues that would be non-negotiable for me. Do they have good theology?
Yeah.
Underneath all of it. And is the pastor have a sense of accountability?
Is there an accountability structure in place, both locally and hopefully regionally? Even
nationally?
Locally,
but I would want it a little bit more than local.
I would too.
I would want it more than just
some kind of denominational covering,
some kind
whatever
of network,
that word means. Yeah,
where they get their license, where they I would want the accountability question. Like if I was looking, like tomorrow I'm going, those would be first. I'd probably know that before I walked in the door, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because I have an eye for that.
Yeah.
But beyond that, then ask the Lord to nudge me for the right place.
Yeah, I think so. And I think another way of doing it is even in your prayer saying, in this season of our life, who needs this church the most? Because you may make a decision that, the preaching's okay, they're good people, but the kids' ministry is awesome. So maybe this is a better place for our kids right now, because no church is perfect. Yeah. And so at different seasons you may need, but that's you praying and finding and discovering it, because it's never going to be, like we said, it's never going to be perfect, but it can be great and it can be awesome. And yeah, I think that's a good one. I mean, if I were to say what would be a red flag at a church, I think number 1 is if there's no accountability at all. If you can't find there is another group of people that said this man or woman should be doing this. If you can't find that other group of people, that's pretty scary, I think.
Yeah.
I think if you can sit through a whole service and never be challenged by the Bible,
yeah, that's probably a red flag.
That's probably a red flag.
Yeah, then red flag for me, I don't know. I would say a red flag would be just the spirit and attitude of the pastor. If there's a I don't.
They're like super angry.
Angry or arrogant.
Yeah.
Again, you have to allow your pastor to be a human too.
Right.
So you want to be careful with that. But it would be a red flag for me if there's super anger or.
I think a lot of people would have red flags about financial structures. They want to make sure those questions were answered.
Yeah, and that goes to accountability a little bit to me.
Yeah.
But right behind accountability would be the financial structure, just to make sure that there's a good structure there.
Mm-hmm.